Cool. Yeah, thank you for joining me today. And today I'm going to share with you some very interesting AR VR news. Okay, so first, the news is on returns.com, and the topics or the title is called Snap Launches Studio to Create Augmented Reality Ads. Okay, so this article was written by Sheila Dang. Okay, so in this article, it talks about Snapchat pretty much launched a studio called Arcadia to create a bunch of AR fun game ads for a lot of advertisers. So pretty much we all know that Snapchat is, there are a lot of really fun AR filters, right? And then they are kind of like taking this AR filter to the next step, which they provide another platform for the advertisers to create a bunch of fun AR filters to put on their, to put their ads out. So instead of, the image or like a video, it's an interactive filters and can, allows the user to have more fun. And according to the article, it says that Verizon will be their first client to use this platform. And also they are going to create their first AR project with fast food chain Shake Shack at one of its New York restaurant. So pretty much you can, if you visit their restaurant, visitors can open the Snapchat app and scan a code, which will let them virtually try the Snapshake brand clothing and purchase item on their iPhone. So I would say this is a very interesting revolution because every time when we see ads, right? This morning I just closed a bunch of ads because those ads are really annoying while I was reading the news, right? So I kind of close it. It's from Google, right? So those, it's like, ads is kind of like distracting us from focusing on doing something. So, but if the ads is kind of part of the content and it's like enhancing the flow, or it's kind of like a very interesting things to interact with, I think this will be another interesting ways to see the ads, because ads pretty much helps the free platform to earn their revenue, right? Without those ads support, the platform couldn't exist because they need money to keep their ecosystem. But I would say Snapchat is very smart, kind of make the ads fun, so people won't feel too against or feel too annoying about all the ads floating around, right? So if you can make ads fun, and also another part is the advertiser. If you can make let the advertiser create ads easily, right? Kind of help them to implement some gamification or some interesting ways, so the target audience won't feel so boring, right? And then the advertiser can also increase their engagement for their AR ads. So I think this is a win-win situation, and also you can put this AR ads on the browser, which is, I think, is pretty good. Yeah, so any thoughts, Angelique, any thoughts for the news?
Yeah, so that sounds like a really innovative way to integrate ads, and I feel like as a user it would really attract more people. And I'm kind of interested to see how their collaboration with Shake Shack, you said, would turn out. So yeah, that sounds really cool.
Cool. Yeah. For me, I am a late millennials, and the interesting things was that back in 2017, I was trying to download Snapchat, and I find out I don't have a lot of friends there. And yeah, so I know, like, a platform is really important that you have some friends there. For me, probably I'm a little late for the, yeah. So I don't have a lot of friends and I don't know what to do, right? So if you don't have friends there, right? And you just see, you just need to know people near you. And I don't want to know people near my neighborhood. So it ends up to be an empty app, which only for me for research. Yeah, because I do a lot of AR, VR stuff. So I download it for research and I was trying to, use it more frequently, but all my friends, family, and everyone around my age, they are not using Snapchat. So yeah, I know like in the younger age generation, probably like, like much younger than me. I believe you are much younger than me. I believe you use Snapchat pretty often. So yeah, so I would say that I use Facebook. I don't even use Instagram that much because Instagram is all about lifestyle, right? And for me, I feel like I have nothing to show. Yeah, my life is not as interesting as, I don't travel, right? I don't celebrate anything. And I cook, but my dish is always steak, right? Like those same things, I didn't really change anything. So I feel like my life is not as, interesting. And I think people might not interested in looking at my life. So that's why I didn't post anything. And all I post is something that, like AR, VR, or, some tutorials that I think is helpful.
Cool too.
Yeah, but my life is not like, oh, when I show that, oh, I'm going to, I don't know, whatever, where like fancy place, and then I show the restaurant, I show the fancy food. I don't have that. My life is just boring. Yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah, so let's move on to the next post. Next one is on the techspot.com. And the title is called Mercedes-Benz reveals the mind control technology in its version AVTR concept car. Okay, so this one, this article was written by Rob Thubron. This is very, very interesting. Why? Because right now, all the car, if you see like Tesla, right? You can pretty much, they have like a self-drive. And, I feel like if you think of like the future of the car, people think of Tesla. But I think of Mercedes, since they are long established car brand, they are doing something really innovative. First, they are using BCI. What's BCI? BCI is the acronym for Brain Computer Interface. Brain Computer Interface. Just think of that. It's like a super sci-fi and make you a cyber, right? Pretty much when you wear that headset, it will detect your cortex. What's cortex? Cortex is on the forehead part of your brain, which control your emotion and know like your concentration level, right? If that part have like a really active movement, or neuroscience signals, like when the device can detect the activities works really, really fast inside your cortex, then it means that you are concentrating on something. So yeah, this is just my shallow levels of knowing like the neuroscience. Pretty much they use this a technology to kind of like measure whether kind of like tracking your eye movement and also tracking your concentration level and gather some data. And I would say probably in the future, they are going to use your mind to control the vehicle, which is a little scary, crazy, and I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, and according to their representative said that the BCI device measures the neural activities at the cortex in real time. It analyzes the measured brain waves and recognizes on how light points the user direction and focus on full attention. So I think this is a very, very interesting stuff. And, in Mercedes, during their 2020 CES exhibition, they show the car. For example, like if you want to, activate the car, all you need to do is to put your hands inside, kind of like there will be a machine that kind of allows to the users to start the engine with their entire hands, and it will recognize your breathing and heartbeat pattern. Wow, I don't know, for me, I'd rather have a key, right? Just open it. I feel like a Mercedes will get everything, including your heartbeat, your pulse rate, and your brain, what you are thinking, through this little car. And this car, it seems like they are going to make this future concept car an e-car, electronic car, right? So everything is like a battery thing, right? And also it will make the entire car recyclable material, made of recyclable materials. So I think it's very interesting to see that, I feel like human becomes purely data storage avatar. Like I storage all my data in my body, and then whatever device, if they want me to feel good, they will start getting a lot of data without me even notice it. So and then I feel very convenient about my life because everything seems so smart. They all know me, right? Because I share my data, what I'm thinking, what I feel with the object. And this is good thing is like we become lazier and lazier. We don't need to do too much, and everything knows us, right? And everything knows where we want to go, or what you want to eat, right? Everything knows you. But it's also scary that if someone wants to do something bad about you, if they are higher up and they can control all the smart object, it's pretty easy, right? So I think this is also good and bad. So I think very interesting since this types of technologies is in the concept stage. And I would say that, maybe in the future, if things are happening, then maybe our regulation will slowly catch up those really advanced and help us to protect people from being hurt by the bad use of the technology. Cool. Any thoughts, Angelique?
Like you said earlier, it does feel like you're becoming an avatar. That sounds really crazy to me. And I was just thinking, if you ever forgot your car keys, you won't run into the problem of getting locked out. Because I think it says that you just need to put your hands on the console. And so it makes me really wonder how it will get to work in the very far future.
I watch some scary sci-fi movies. For example, if it requires your hands to put there, right? If some bad people wants to do it, they will chop your hand or scoop your eyes out. I don't know. Like before, they just need to rob your key, right? Now they need to chop your hand, which is I don't know about that. I don't know. It's just like, sometimes we are exciting about the technology, but sometimes there's another side of it, which is very scary. So, I mean, for me, is that technology itself is not good or bad. It's how we use it, right? So, so if we use the technology in a good way, then everything will go pretty well and we will be happy. But if we kind of use it in a bad way, it's kind of scary and it will become another, blockbuster Netflix movie. Everyone loves like a weird, scary sci-fi or technology-driven, horror movie. I don't know. It just makes people feel a little scared and exciting as well. And it's a very interesting topic. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's take a look of another another news, which is on techspot.com as well. So the topic or the title is called Mercedes-Benz and Microsoft HoloLens 2 show off augmented reality's impact in the automobile space. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that before in Mercedes-Benz, right? They have 383 dealerships across the USA. Okay, so imagine, in this United States, right? They have 383 dealerships. And for example, if people ship their cars and go to one of the dealerships, and then the expert there couldn't handle the maintenance or couldn't fix the car, right? Usually in the traditional way, Mercedes-Benz will ship one of their experts called doctor, right? Go to kind of like travel them to like they have to travel to the exact dealership spot to fix the car, right? So it's kind of like a wasting time, right? And also, it's there's no use of like shipping somebody to a certain dealership and let the person do it, and later on after finish it, you need to let the person go back to the headquarters, right? So how can mixed reality solve this problem? So first, they use Microsoft HoloLens 2, right? For example, so the dealership, if the mechanic couldn't solve the problem, all they need to do is to wear Microsoft HoloLens, right? And then once they wear that, they can do a syncing video call with a lot of AR, instructions with the headquarter experts, right? So for example, like when the mechanics, they are fixing the car, right? And they don't know how to fix it. Because HoloLens has two side way of cameras. One can directly look at the car, right? So the experts in the headquarters can use the camera on the dealership, right? On the remote dealership's headset, right? They can pretty much scan the car and know what's going on. And then they can pretty much put a lot of arrows, kind of annotate like which part need to fix. And you can use like a video chat, right? So it's very, very convenient. Just imagine like there's a Zoom chat inside the headset, and there's a camera can look outside to see what's the environment, and kind of like I would say like kind of like assist the one who did the real things to make the change of the engine, or to fix the problem. So I would say it's kind of like a remote directly with the video call, but in the real space. So I would say that this is a very, very cool concept, and in the future, Mercedes-Benz is going to put AR, I would say wayfinding, or some AR functions on top of their windshield. So when the driver is driving, they can pretty much see like, it's kind of like a Google map, but on top of windshield, and it's updated to real life. It's kind of like you are playing video games, right? And you see a lot of UI near the screens, right? So when you drive, imagine the windshield is a big UI canvas, and when you drive, and you can see like your speed and all the information related to your drive on the windshield. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. And I remember a long time ago, I was working on kind of like a startup, kind of the Kickstarter campaign. The startup was working on the same thing, which is projecting some information on the windshield, and then shows, how the drivers need to do, right? But the thing about that campaign was because, they couldn't solve the problem if the sun is shooting directly to the windshield, right? And then the words will be hard to see. Imagine you are standing in front of a windshield, and on the back is a big sun, and you probably couldn't see yourself because it's a transparent glass, right? So before it has that problem, and also when you drive, you kind of don't want something keep updating really close to your eyes, because you might be distracted by it, right? So, and in the future, maybe it's self-drive, right? Who will need those information since you are not driving, right? So that's just my concern. But I would say this is a pretty cool technology. Yeah, and if it is done right and people know how to do it, and it's, the experience, it is good, then I think it should be good. But I just concerning that in the future, if everyone is doing like self-driving, right? Like all people need is an entertainment system, because car will be just, I would say that car will be an entertainment system, right? Taking you from A to B. Nobody need to drive, nobody need to do anything. They just hop on the car and start watching TV, play games, right? And then after 30 minutes, you arrive. There's no driver, there's no all those stuff. Yeah, because it's very interesting that we can see the future is becoming like this. Yeah, so any thoughts, Angelique?
Yeah, sounds very fascinating. So yeah, I feel like the process seems to be really efficient, and it's also very interesting to see what they can do with the windshield, like you said. And I read somewhere on the article, and it said that the HoloLens can be used for sales training and customizing the car before their eyes. So it's really cool to imagine a scenario like that.
Yeah, for me, I think HoloLens is pretty cool, but it's very expensive, and I would say it's much heavier than the game. Because imagine you are wearing an entire computer on top of your head, and it's a premium computer, right? Because everything needs to be instant, and it's only hand tracking, right? So I would say HoloLens, as far as I know, is probably $2,000 to $3,000 per one headset. So usually enterprise will purchase it for their enterprise solutions. Normal people, for example, if you just want to play a game, right? Well, you buy a 3,000 console on top of your head, and it's still really heavy, right? But it's super powerful. So usually like big enterprise will purchase it for their, business purpose. Yeah, so it's very interesting to see the technology can bring us to the next level, and also help us to do a lot of stuff, and with the lower the cost and save our times, and make everything very accurate. So yeah, so thank you for joining me today, and these are this week's news, and hopefully I can see you next time. Okay,
thank you.
Bye bye.